What changed about Jungkook? And why are fans suddenly convinced something is different between him and V? Was it just another harmless moment blown up by the internet? Or did his latest behavior reveal something deeper that millions of fans weren't expecting to notice so quickly? Before we begin, drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this story has already divided fans everywhere. Do you think Jungkook has truly changed? Or are ARMY simply reading too much into every tiny detail? Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates surrounding BTS and their most talked about moments. Something feels different, and fans noticed it immediately. For years, Jungkook has been known as someone expressive in subtle ways. He often communicated more through his eyes, body language, and natural reactions than through carefully chosen words. That quiet authenticity became part of his charm, making fans feel as though every smile, glance, or unexpected interaction carried meaning. But recently, many fans have started asking the same question. Why does Jungkook suddenly seem more reserved whenever Taehyung is involved? The conversation exploded online after a series of recent appearances, clips, and fan discussions started gaining attention across social media. It wasn't one single dramatic event that caused the chaos. Instead, it was a collection of small moments that, when placed side by side, began forming a narrative fans couldn't ignore. And that is exactly what made it more intriguing. If one shocking event had happened, perhaps the explanation would have been simple. But what made this situation go viral was the pattern. Pause here. A subtle change in expression there. A reaction that seemed slightly delayed. A moment of silence that fans immediately interpreted as unusual. Was Jungkook intentionally creating distance? Was he simply tired? Or is there truly something about his dynamic with Taehyung that has shifted? That question alone was enough to send fans into full detective mode. Social media quickly filled with edits, slowed down clips, side-by-side comparisons, and lengthy discussions analyzing Jungkook's recent behavior. Some fans argued that nothing was wrong at all, insisting that Jungkook is simply growing older, maturing, and naturally becoming more private. Others, however, believed his latest attitude felt undeniably different. He used to react faster around Taehyung, one fan wrote. There's something in his expression now that feels more controlled, another added. Those kinds of comments spread rapidly, turning casual observations into viral theories. What truly intensified the discussion was the emotional contrast fans believed they were seeing. Jungkook, who has often appeared comfortable, playful, and spontaneous, seemed noticeably more measured in recent moments. Fans pointed out that his posture appeared more composed, his expressions more neutral, and his reactions less impulsive than before. To many, that shift felt impossible to ignore. But does change automatically mean conflict? Not necessarily. That is the detail many fans may be overlooking. People evolve. Public figures especially evolve under constant observation. Jungkook is no longer the same teenager millions first watched years ago. He has grown through immense pressure, global fame, military service responsibilities, solo career development, and personal maturity. Could his change simply be the result of growth? That explanation sounds rational, yet fans remain emotionally attached to the version of Jungkook they feel they know best. Any deviation from familiar behavior instantly creates speculation. When someone known for warmth suddenly appears quieter, fans naturally start asking questions. And when that perceived change involves Taehyung, the reaction becomes even bigger. The connection between Jungkook and Taehyung has always fascinated fans. Their dynamic has long been viewed as emotionally layered, playful, unpredictable, and deeply memorable. Over the years, countless moments between them have gone viral precisely because their chemistry felt so natural and easy to watch. That history is why recent behavior has drawn such attention. Fans are not reacting to isolated clips in a vacuum. They are comparing current interactions to years of archived memories, public appearances, live streams, behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, and performances. In their minds, they are not just observing a random moment. They are comparing versions of a relationship they have followed for years. That emotional investment is powerful. It explains why even the smallest detail can suddenly become headline-worthy. A glance that lasts 1 second too short becomes suspicious. A neutral facial expression becomes a cold reaction. A missed opportunity for playful interaction becomes evidence of distance. And before long, an ordinary moment transforms into a viral narrative. But perhaps the real story is not about distance at all. Perhaps the reason Jungkook feels different is because he himself is different. That possibility may be less dramatic, but it is arguably more realistic. Growth can often look like emotional restraint. Maturity can resemble distance to people expecting familiar patterns. Confidence can sometimes appear colder when compared to youthful spontaneity. Jungkook's recent public image has undeniably evolved. He appears more deliberate, more self-aware, and more conscious of how every gesture is interpreted. After years under extreme scrutiny, such changes are understandable. Imagine knowing that millions of people will analyze a single facial expression frame by frame. Wouldn't anyone become more careful? This is the paradox celebrities face. Fans want authenticity, yet intense observation can make natural behavior harder to sustain. The more fans search for hidden meaning, the more pressure idols feel to manage perception. That cycle often creates exactly the kind of emotional distance fans later claim to notice. Ironically, the speculation itself can influence future behavior. Still, fans remain unconvinced. Many continue insisting there is something undeniably off about Jungkook's recent attitude. Some describe him as emotionally guarded. Others say he feels more serious than before. A few even claim they sense an internal struggle reflected in his expressions. Whether those interpretations are accurate is impossible to confirm. But emotionally, fans are already invested in the narrative. And that emotional momentum is difficult to stop once it begins. This is what makes fandom culture so fascinating. A simple behavioral shift becomes a collective mystery. Fans do not merely consume content. They construct narratives around patterns, emotions, and interpretations. In many ways, the audience becomes part storyteller. Every pause becomes a clue. Every silence becomes a question. Every smile becomes evidence. And in the case of Jungkook and Taehyung, that storytelling becomes even more amplified because their interactions carry years of emotional significance for fans. What happens next is what fans are now waiting to see. Will Jungkook eventually display the kind of familiar comfort fans have been missing? Will future interactions with Taehyung silence speculation? Or will this perceived shift continue fueling even more discussion? No one knows. That uncertainty is exactly why the topic remains viral. Mystery sustains attention. Ambiguity creates conversation. And Jungkook's latest behavior contains just enough uncertainty to keep millions talking. Perhaps that is why this story resonates so deeply. At its core, this is not just about celebrity interactions. It is about change. Fans struggle when public figures evolve in ways they did not anticipate. The version of an artist people emotionally connected with years ago may not remain unchanged forever. That can feel unsettling, especially when fans have built emotional familiarity around specific dynamics. Jungkook's recent attitude may simply be the visual evidence of someone entering a new phase of life. More private, more controlled, more intentional. And maybe that is what fans are truly reacting to. Not distance from Taehyung, but distance from the version of Jungkook they once felt closest to. That realization feels heavier. It is less dramatic than fan theories, but emotionally more complex. Because accepting change means acknowledging time has passed. That the people fans admire are growing whether audiences are ready or not. Still, fans continue watching closely. Every upcoming appearance now carries heightened attention. Every interaction will be re-examined. Every expression will be analyzed. And until something more definitive happens, the discussion is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. So what do you think? Has Jungkook truly changed? Or are fans projecting meaning onto normal maturity and personal growth? Is there actually something different in his latest behavior toward Taehyung? Or is the internet once again turning subtle moments into massive drama? Comment your opinion below right now, because this debate is far from over. One thing is certain. Whether intentional or not, Jungkook's latest attitude has already achieved one thing nobody can deny. The entire fandom is watching more closely than ever. The tension surrounding Jungkook's recent behavior only continued to grow as more fans revisited older footage, almost as if searching for a missing piece to a puzzle they were desperate to solve. The deeper they looked, the stronger the contrast seemed to become in their minds. Clips from previous years began circulating once again, showing moments where Jungkook and Taehyung appeared effortlessly synchronized, laughing without hesitation, teasing each other naturally, and displaying a comfort level fans had come to recognize instantly. That nostalgia became fuel. Because once fans started comparing then and now, the emotional narrative practically wrote itself. Many fans began asking whether the current version of Jungkook is intentionally harder to read. His expressions now seem less spontaneous, more refined, and almost impossible to interpret confidently. That uncertainty is exactly what made the situation explode further. If Jungkook had looked openly distant, fans would have drawn one conclusion. If he had looked openly affectionate, the rumors would have ended immediately. But instead, what fans got was ambiguity. And ambiguity is where the internet thrives. A neutral expression can mean anything depending on who is watching. A brief silence can become emotional tension in the imagination of someone already expecting drama. A controlled reaction can suddenly be described as cold. That is precisely what happened. The viral conversation became less about what Jungkook actually did and more about what fans believed they saw hidden beneath the surface. This is where things became unexpectedly emotional. Some longtime fans admitted that watching Jungkook appear more composed now makes them feel strangely nostalgic. They miss the younger version of him who felt easier to predict, someone playful, impulsive, and emotionally transparent. That version of Jungkook created a sense of closeness for many fans. But people do not stay frozen in time. And perhaps that is the real emotional challenge unfolding here. Fans are confronting the reality that Jungkook is no longer in the same life chapter he once was. He has experienced an entirely different level of fame, pressure, responsibility, and personal transformation. Every phase of his career has demanded adaptation. Every year has likely shaped him in ways the public can only guess. It would actually be more surprising if he had remained exactly the same. Still, logic does not always overpower emotion. Fans connect with artists through familiarity. They find comfort in recurring dynamics, recognizable habits, and consistent emotional patterns. When those patterns shift even slightly, it can feel unexpectedly personal. That is why this discussion has become bigger than one viral clip. It has evolved into a symbolic conversation about change itself. Some fans are embracing Jungkook's newer energy, calling it evidence of growth and confidence. They describe him as calmer, more centered, and less performative than before. To them, this version of Jungkook feels stronger. Others feel unsettled by the difference. Not because change is inherently negative, but because unpredictability creates emotional distance. If fans no longer feel they can read Jungkook the way they once could, the illusion of familiarity weakens. And that can be surprisingly uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Taehyung's own naturally expressive personality adds another layer to the discussion. Because Taehyung often communicates more visibly through facial expressions, humor, and emotional energy, any contrast between the two becomes more noticeable. If Taehyung appears warm while Jungkook appears reserved, fans instantly construct a narrative. That contrast alone is enough to spark thousands of interpretations. But perhaps the truth is far less dramatic. Relationships, whether friendships, professional bonds, or simply long-term personal dynamics, naturally evolve over time. Comfort does not always look identical forever. Sometimes closeness becomes quieter, less performative, less externally visible. Fans often forget that what appears on camera is only a fraction of reality. A few public moments cannot accurately summarize the full complexity of any human relationship. Yet emotionally, fans continue searching. There is almost something cinematic about the way this narrative has unfolded. No clear explanation, no dramatic statement, no obvious conflict, just subtle changes layered with years of history, leaving audiences to fill the silence themselves. That silence is powerful. Silence creates room for projection, and projection is often stronger than fact. This is why the story remains impossible to escape online. Every